Hello, everyone. Leikjarinn here, and welcome to the Leikjarinn Podcast, episode 4. I'm all about video games. I'm the retro guy. I know I've been absent for a while. Hey, real life kicks in, and I'm teaching my little girl about life, aka VHS tapes, Game Boy, retro games, drawing, and she holds the pencil right way. What is the right way? Not like kids do it. She holds the pen like this. Why am I talking about a pen? Aren't you a video gamer? Yes, but my guest is here. ParasiteSteve, and the topic of this one is art. Hello, welcome to the stream, Steve.
Hello, Lake.
Hello.
How's it going, my man?
Was it loud?
Thanks.
Oh my god.
No.
Hello.
Thanks for having me on. All the
Yeah.
way to Iceland.
Yeah.
I am coming to you from about 45 minutes from Boston, Massachusetts, in the USA. And thank you very much for having me on.
No problem. I have been on their podcast before, the Retro Ridoctopus, but the section of it called the Crow's Nest, which is basically just open flow of anything. We have talked about Lord of the Rings, which we have to do part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5 on, because we lost. It's such a passion of ours that we just kind of lost it into that one, actually. And then we did the Back to the Future movies.
Yep.
And I don't even remember.
The Mummy.
Game.
The
we
Mummy
did the
you were on
Mummy
last time.
Oh.
And you've done some live video game streams to our Facebook group as well.
Yeah. I did. Well, I will stream
Star Tropics.
I did Star Tropics, and then I did some other retro game. I forgot.
Yeah.
But the next one I'll definitely do, and I'll actually dedicate like maybe 3-4 hours to it, which is the Marvel.
Oh, Secret Invasion or whatever it is, Cosmic Invasion.
Cosmic Invasion. I think it's called that. Jesus. Do you remember we did a podcast when we were talking about beat 'em up games or something, and we were just joking.
Yeah, we've been
about
friends
how
for
good the Turtles
a lot
game
of years.
was.
Yeah.
And we were like, man, we should imagine if they would do the Turtles game, but like Marvel. And then
I know. And then they did.
Couple of
I know,
months
they
later.
heard us. I know.
And
It's
I
so
sent you a
crazy.
message like, oh, guys.
I
Oh
know.
my God.
I know. So we haven't mentioned it, but my podcast that we were talking about is Retro Ridoctopus, and yeah, you are a frequent poster in the group and our buddy, and you even have a little Mega Man guy in our header banner as well. So
I have the hat
yeah.
right there. You can't see it.
yeah, you can't read it, but it's a little blurred.
I
But
should
I know
wear
what
it.
I know what it says.
I'm already
the
in position.
Blanca looks good. Blanca looks good.
Yeah, right? It's funny about this hat. I have million hats because losing my hair. But the main topic about the hats is this is the most comfortable cap hat I've ever owned. And I own hats that cost like a pretty penny. I have like a Formula One hat, and I have like a Spitfire World War II with a plain type of a field hat, and they're all not great. This one is ridiculously comfortable, and it was a package. I got 6 of them, Blanca and some other characters. It cost $5, all of it. I was like, man, I'm buying some trash hats. This is probably just gonna be display. And then I put it on. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, it's this trash hat. It's the best one I've ever
I have to
had.
tell you that our fellow friend and host of the Retro Ridoctopus Cephala podcast, 8-Bit Alchemy, and I, we always do your "oh my god," like
Oh
all the time,
my
like all the time. We'll both do it, and that's what you do. Oh my, and we're just referencing you.
Yeah, it's
Oh
great.
my
That's a
God.
quote.
Oh my
Oh my
God.
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 So good. If the video games Echoes of the End, this is the only video game stuff we'll talk about, okay? Maybe. The Echoes of the End just came out today. It's made by Iceland. It's in Iceland. It's basically just all my stuff, because Iceland, when they make TV shows or movies, it's always the same thing. Always the same 18 actors. Always about something happening at a farm. Oh no, there's trouble at this farm. Or oh no, drug gang stuff in the city. Or we're gonna show a little bit of a nakedness for a couple of seconds for a scene because we are like Nordic. We always do that. Um, and then I look at Norway and Denmark, they're all doing the same stuff. Iceland always does the same thing. He's always like Frederick and John. Frederick says to John, "I know who the killer is this whole time." "Oh, who it is it? It's you. Ah, you got me." That's the plot. That is the entire plot. 8 episodes. We knew it the entire freaking time because he does this evil look. I hate it. And now Echoes of the End, which is this amazing fantasy adventure and has like famous Icelandic actors. They're motion captured in this. The motion capture is amazing. I just took a look at the game a little bit earlier. They gave me a key. And I was like, while playing it, I thought to myself, damn it, this has to be a show. They already have the actors. They already have idea of the world. Their world is there. It's like Lord of the Rings. Like you just add stuff to it. The world is already there. So if we could ever do something good and make Iceland proud, it would be like 2 seasons of this, done. Why not 3 seasons? Just do 2 great seasons and don't do a Game of Thrones type of thing and make it go down.
2 seasons is the magic number.
Yeah. Well, people said it to Back to the Future, like the first 2 movies, but I personally love the 3rd movie. If we're going to be talking about the 3rd,
we had a whole podcast with you on that subject, in fact. So
yeah, and yeah, personal attachment to the 3rd because of my grandpa and all that stuff. But I always thought like it's cool going to the future, but I've seen other movies go to the future. Not a big deal. I want to go to the Wild West. I want to go to the mafia times. I like that is what I wanted this whole thing to be. And personally, I would have liked them. I mean, they did it great with the first and the second one, going back and forth. But the 3rd just kind of stayed there. They never went back to the future to grab like some crap to go back to the because they were stuck.
The very end was great when they had the time traveling train. That was
No
the
big
perfect
deal.
Final thing, and it's like, no, you can end it there. That's perfect.
Yeah,
that's great.
Perfect. We don't even know where to go. I mean, he kind of just wanted to go. Doc kind of just wanted to go back there and just do the rest there. So that's good. But enough about games, movies, TV shows. Well, we can talk about Lord of the Rings because we have a bunch of art about that. I mean,
that's our in. That's our in with the
wow, what a slight. What do you say? Like a slight.
Oh, nice. So you're holding up one of the people I wanted to talk about. So David Thorne Wenzel drew that, and that is a print from his 1980s Hobbit comic, which I actually have here as well. I have the collected comic right here.
Wow, he does clothing so well. Jesus.
So great. So I don't think he did the cover here, but David Thorne Wenzel, this man is just awesome, and he does a lot of watercolor. It's all the coloring is all watercolor.
I adore
pen and ink. Yeah, it's like pen and ink over watercolor. And that
Gandalf is doing a dragon with a smoke. I just noticed.
And he's wearing his blue, which he's supposed to wear actually in the in the text of the book.
Damn it, Peter, he's screwed up.
I mean, I think it's weird. I don't love it, but it's in the text. That's what Tolkien said. He wore a blue hat and had some blue in his ensemble. But yeah, so that the picture that you just held up,
this cape thing.
Yeah. But that picture you just held up, I got myself from David at a convention last year, and unfortunately we can't see the little sketch, but he did you a sketch because you asked me, because I told you he was there, and then you said, does he have any pictures with I can see it. Does he have any trolls? You're like, I really, trolls are really important to us Icelanders. Really like the trolls. And I asked him, and I was sort of texting you and then talking to him, and he's like, I don't have any troll pictures right now, like for prints, but I can draw him a troll. How's
That's even
that?
better,
So I
man.
said,
That's crazy.
sure, and
Man.
then sent it overseas, and you have it. So just kind of a fun
It came with
like
an
connection.
owl. That was a surprise.
It came with a live. It was actually dead by that point. It did not survive the
Well, we
trip.
ate it in Iceland. We gotta get what we get. It was in the winter. So this is something I thought was original print because I pre-ordered. This is 3 years before Kim Jong-gi died, which is this insane artist that can just draw anything on a wall on a paper. It just is one of the greatest artists there has ever been. And maybe you don't know about him, but his name is Kim Jong-il,
Okay.
and this is like a famous sketch by him where there's it's called The Carcass, and there's all these hyenas
Wow.
eating this
Oh
this
my god.
quite graphic, but all these hyenas eating this bull. And I saw him draw this live, and he
Wow.
did this with a pen because he never erased, he never does mistakes. He just did this in one go like a printer. And I was like, oh, when I saw the book, I saw it. It was the green version of it. I was like, it's like a sketchbook basically of all his sketches that year. So it was like 2022 or something. And I just briefly saw this in one of the like things you would get with it because this is not in the book. It's like a physical version. I was like, oh my god, is that the art that I saw him draw on the stream? And then I got it and I looked at it. I was like, oh my god, I have it. And then I thought to myself, damn, why is it like this? It's like crumbled now, and why did they package it like this? And then I thought to myself, wait a second. And then I looked
It's a
closer.
print.
It's a print.
Yeah.
And I
Wah,
thought I
wah.
had the original, but then I thought to myself, right after I noticed, I was like, yeah, there's no way I would have an original after Kim Jong-il that cost like not that much. But this is a piece because remember, I love Peter Hahn. He's just my
I
favorite.
know.
He's my
Yeah.
teacher, which is crazy. And I'm going on another course with him again. He teaches dynamic sketching, and I actually have the dynamic Bible book that I can show you guys later. But this is a piece. This is digital. I'm not a big fan of digital, but this was for a good cause. This is when everything in Florida and Pasadena and everywhere was like the forest fires, and this is like
Yeah.
the fire going, and there were so many homes lost. And this was just a print, but he signed it. But I didn't care about the signing. I jumped on board right away because all the money went to like um, basically instead of, which is also kind to make all the money go to this one thing, but he was saving up for all the people in his street because his house almost was gone. And if his house would have been gone, all of his drawings, sketchbook, everything would have disappeared. I got chills thinking about it because I still have to buy a sketch from him. I can't burn away. I have to at least get one.
Is there
And
one left?
and I did
That's
show
the
you,
one I
remember
want.
the octopus versus the crab, crazy
Yeah.
looking sketch, but
Yeah.
there was like an error with it, and he actually sold it at a convention. I was like, oh, like he wasn't necessarily drawing it specifically for me. He was drawing it for the order, but I wasn't the only one ordering. And then the order went in a different way and went to the convention.
So you
Because it
asked
wasn't
for
yeah, it was like an
okay.
idea more than
It was a
me.
prompt.
Yeah,
You gave him that prompt.
so if I wanted him to do it again or something, then I would have to do the what is it called when you ask an artist to draw for you, and it's like
Commission.
a commission. Yeah, it wasn't really a commission. It was more like an idea, but
Yeah.
I could have gotten it, but I got like cold feet. Like, damn, because this is a cool idea. But there's one thing with Peter. Sometimes he just draw random stuff, and it's insane, and it's such a his type of thing. Or I can like, hey, draw my favorite bird, but then it's just a drawing of my favorite bird in Peter's Hans style, like, which is cool. But I rather have him draw whatever is in his crazy artistic like fantasy brain
Yeah.
that he just it just comes out. But this is from Mark Crilly. Oh shit, damn lighting. This is from Mark Crilly, and it's like a warrior princess type of thing. But this was a demo in one of his books.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
His
Now
book is called How to Draw Manga, and this was my first online teacher ever. He's like one of the golden age of how to draw videos on YouTube. He was the first that did like 100 eyes, how to draw hands. Like he was like that guy, and then he exploded from there. And I own all the books, and I actually keep in touch with him now. It's strange how these teachers that I had, I'm like talking to them now, and I'm not saying like, yeah, I'm talking to Mark, and I sent him like hello, and he seen it. I'm talking like I actually have been talking to Mark, and he sent this, and he sent it here to
Cool.
Burger Fanner from Mark Crilly. That was a huge honor. He typed Birke wrong, but I just find it amazing. But yeah, I have stack of stuff here I could talk about, but I've been rambling on about my teachers. Now it's your turn, Steve.
So how long ago was that? How long ago were you following him when he was just
Mark,
some guy teaching how people how to draw
wow,
hands and eyes and stuff?
I remember watching his videos 2006. I remember I just started playing Elder Scrolls 4. Oblivion just came out, and I was looking for Let's Plays. I never used YouTube at all. Not
like how old were you at this point?
2006. Let me get a calculator.
Like a teenager or something?
Yeah.
Right?
Let me get a calculator real quick. I'm doing it live. Calculator. So now what? It's 2025 minus 1992, and then minus what? It's wow. Spider-Man 1 also came that year.
So you're 14. You're 14,
14,
right?
14-ish. I'm 33. I was like 14. So magical time.
Yeah.
But all these games coming out, and I went on YouTube and I was like, how to draw, because I was looking for like how to draw something from like Oblivion, and there was nothing. But then just because I guess I typed how to draw, and he was just one of the first ever to ever name his video how to draw. He was just like boom, the first, and it was like how to draw Naruto, which is like this manga character. And I was like, oh my god, I'm reading that right now actually. And then I clicked it, and it was him, and had his soothing voice, and he was just drawing with a pencil, and I was like, he's never erasing anything. What is he tracing? Oh my god, he's tracing. But it's just that good, and just he was drawing Naruto, and he was showing it step by step. And it's all thanks to him basically, because I was so arrogant at school. Like my art teacher was like, yeah, we're gonna do circles and then do shading, the sun is coming from that direction. It was so boring to listen to and to be there. I just want to draw my cat with a samurai sword. Don't make me draw a ball, know where the light's coming from. But Mark did exactly the same thing, teaching me how to draw balls and where the light's coming from, but he just made it awesome. And that is so important. And that was the switch where I was like, I love to draw as a kid, but I'm just playing soccer and I never draw. And it just flipped. I'm like, okay, I'm going to draw. And I drew every single week. He posted a video. I also don't think I would have picked up a drawing as crazy as I did if it wasn't a weekly thing. Because I treated it as a going to class. But he's like in the United States, and I'm in Iceland, but there was like a free class on YouTube. So he was my mentor for a long time, but it's a mentor I never talked to. As I said, like it was just in the comment section. Probably he never read it. And then I found, actually, I have it here on the topics, which I can talk about later, because there's a little bit of a story behind this. But that one random Facebook live stream changed everything for me, and it's the stream where I discovered Peter Hahn, and it's all thanks to Mark. Also, it's just strange, because you want me to say it now or later?
Sure, go for it, man.
You want me
It's
to
your
pop
show.
off? No. I won't pop off. But so I'll try to keep this really short. But this is a really crazy story. All this drawing type of thing. So, um, there is these three guys. It's Mark Crilly, who was my first teacher, first guy I loved. I always just saw his hands because you just see his hands in the videos he's drawing. You never really see his face. And then he, on one of his videos, was recommending artists that he liked. And it could have been anything. He only named 4. How do I know it's 4? Because I watched this video a lot. I didn't watch just one video, and I watched all these videos, flipped back and forth, and I almost memorized all the classics. So, and he talked about, was like, yeah, there's this one artist that I liked a lot, who directed Brother Bear, which was one of my favorite, like, Disney movies that no one really talked about. Brother Bear. I like the totem necklaces, and I like the message of it, and the bears and the landscapes. And he was the director of it, and I was like, wait, oh my god, I love Brother Bear. Who was his name? And I looked at the video again, and it's Aaron Blaze, creature art teacher, as he calls himself today. And he worked at Disney for 25 years. He did Mulan, Pocahontas, freaking Lion King, and he was like an understudy for the Lion King, and then he got the role of be the main animator for Nala and environments. So today, he's one of the. I've probably shown you guys some of these drawings. He's like
Cool.
a master of like animal art, and it's a lot of digital in this art book actually. And I would like to do a review. I own both books, volume 1 and 2. This one is signed by Aaron Blaze.
No, nice.
I kissed it. And
Did he kiss it though? That's he
wait a
kissed it
minute.
with his pen. He kissed it with a Sharpie.
Yes, farted. That's good enough. I'll keep it like that.
It's just as good. It's fine.
So yeah, he is like the master of like drawing, animals, and it's always there's a lot of, as I said, digital art in this, but the magic comes when he does either. I've never tried charcoal, but his charcoal thing is just unbelievable. But my favorite thing is when he does. It's strange. He can draw anything, and he can make it so insanely detailed that you don't even know where to look, and it's just crazy. But then he does these short sketches where it's just out in nature, draws like a lion or a leopard or whatever, and then he just does like a quick watercolor. But it's because it's like from him, and I mean, this is a quick. This is like an hour. This is an hour
Unreal.
type of thing, and
Unreal.
and how he started this. I saw the live stream. He started this with like the pen. We would probably start with like drawing the eyes, but he started like with the teeth and went up. It's just insane. So yeah, Aaron Blaze was the one I. So Mark Crilly kept me going, but it wasn't like my eyes were not like in love with the art I was seeing. Mark is like amazing; he can draw anything really, but his videos was always kind of like I never really was amazed, mainly because it was tutorial videos. Of course, he's not going to teach us how to draw like Spider-Man swinging somewhere and like buildings in every single window and all that stuff. But then I was like in Aaron Blaze, and I just started watching Aaron Blaze, and I watched his old videos when he was like going out in the countryside and drawing, because I love those the most, when they go out of the studio and they go outside and show us drawing from life, which they always recommend anyways. But then a random Facebook stream happened, and I was at work, and it was like Aaron Blaze, Manu, which is another art creature art guy who lives in a tent, and he draws wildlife. And then his son of Aaron Blaze, Dustin Blaze, was an amazing photographer, and I like taking pictures, and he's amazing, and he actually has a course on the website which I'm taking. And then there was this little guy, not saying much because he was busy drawing a freaking masterpiece, and that was Peter Hahn. And the video couldn't be more perfect because in the beginning of the stream, Aaron Blaze is like, "Yeah, we're over here in Yellowstone." I'm like, "Wow, Yellowstone! That's this place I would always want to go. Like, see wildlife there, like the bears and the coyotes, and just like it's an open garden. Like you can't interrupt nature because it's just like supposed to be how it is." And they're like out there sketching. I'm like, "Oh my god, that's like the dream. Just like sit there with some other guys drawing. You took some pictures of some animals, and now you're just relaxing in this cabin. They're in like this cabin." With bad internet because the stream was always cutting out and in, and now that even made it better because like, oh wow, they're really there. It's not a green screen. It's like they're actually there, and they were like talking and teaching us like a snippet. And then Aaron Blaze took this out of his pocket, this watercolor pocket set, which I love. I've just used it to death. And then they finally showed this Peter guy. And this was a huge moment in my life. Like, sure, my best moment of my life was like
Mario 3.
Well, Mario 3. my daughter being born.
Oh, right.
Meeting my girlfriend, future wife.
Right.
And
Right.
Mario 3.
All right, Mario 3 is in the top five.
Playing
anyway.
Sonic the Hedgehog, and then Peter Hahn. But I guess being born too. But yeah, Peter Hahn.
That's a top moment. Yeah.
Peter Hahn, it was just kind of strange. Like they were all drawing, like Aaron Blaze was drawing this super nice, detailed drawing of a mother bear with 2 cups, but he had spent some time on it, so it was in the detailed phase. And then they showed over to Manu, but these are all like insanely good artists. But when I saw Manu, I was like, man, this guy can't draw at all. It's just a bunch of Sharpie lines, and it doesn't even look like a wolf. Because he just started, like he probably slapped me if he would have heard this, but he just started. Like it's supposed to be messy in the beginning, and that's something you have to learn when you're drawing. Just kind of trust the process, as they always say. Like just trust in yourself that this will look good. But like the fun thing about Peter is like when I was taking his classes, I was like, look at this crazy detailed flower that I did. Look what I did for you, Peter. But he's like, yeah, but I just want to see how you started. I don't care about the result. I want to see how are you looking at the flower? What did you see first? I was like, I just a circle and a line. Yeah, that's good. I was like, what do you mean? Look at this flower that I drew. It's like, yeah, I don't care. I want to see how you're thinking, not how you're drawing. His method is like, it's not to draw and see, it's to see first, then draw. And then they finally showed Peter. So detailed bear. I don't know what the hell Mano is drawing. I guess it's a wolf, but then it became a masterpiece later. But then they showed Peter. And he was just randomly drawing with like this thick pen. Goats. I don't care about goats. I don't want to draw goats. But those goats, that goat sketch changed my life because I was like, oh my god, these are some good looking goats. Are you serious?
Oh my
god. My, I guess that was the first time I ever did it. Like, oh my god. And it was not just a drawing of 2 goats. They were like at an angle in a steep hill, and I just kind of felt the hill and I felt the rocks around it. And he was starting to do watercolor, and it just kind of showed what Peter was doing. And then they went over to Dustin, who was editing photos because he's the photographer guy. I was like, what was that? Hopefully I see more of that. And then they were just talking, and then Peter showed his watercolor set, and I briefly saw another sketch he did, which was like some type of bear drawing. And I was like, oh my god, they were teasing me. They never showed Peter. And then I got 30 minutes with Peter where he just took the camera, and Peter just casually, and I never forget it, casually whipped out that sketchbook I've showed you maybe some pictures of, where he's like making up this island and the creature, and there's this traveler going through the island, and it's like his diary. But that's the sketchbook. The sketchbook is his diary.
I love that. Yeah, I love that.
And that is the coolest shit I've ever seen. And he was just explaining like, yeah, this is the diary of this person, and I created everything here. And then he said like the magic word, it's just ink and watercolor. And I was like, yeah, you mean guided lines, ruler, pencil, more pencil, erase a lot, 5 days of work, then ink, and then scan into and then finish it digitally, right? You mean that? No, just pen straight down, no mistakes. I mean, if he does mistakes, he hides them well, and then just watercolor, and that's it. And this book looks like it's published, but it's a sketchbook. It's not published, but he will publish it. He said he wanted to publish this, and I'll buy it day one. God damn it! And he was flipping through it, and he said the magic words like, "Yeah, pen, watercolor," and then I take advantage of like real life, and then he took the goat sketch, and I was finally able to see it in detail because he put it closer to the shitty connection camera live stream, and then I saw the details, and that is where my eyes found stuff it liked, which is this style. Of course, I love Alan Lee, Jim Lee, all the Lees, all these different arts that I like. But those were out of this world type of sketches. Peter Hahn is, but I guess he's teacher number one, artist number two. He always says he's more of a teacher than a draftsman, which is I think it's ridiculous to say, but that's maybe true for his eyes. So I guess all his drawings, because you can't see where he started, but because it's all with pen and he starts somewhere, you you see it's doable. It's doable. Like maybe I can draw these goats, I guess. But then he was flipping through this book, and then at the end, when he was done flipping the book, and even the guy holding the phone was like, "God damn, these are good. God damn." And I was like, "Yes, that's true. It's crazy." And then he closed the book. He closed the book, opened his bag with more sketchbook, and now I'm like just like, "Oh my god, what's in those?" He put the book in, closed the bag, and then he said to the camera, "Yeah." And then the camera went to Aaron Blaze again, and I never forget this. So yeah, and then it just go to Aaron Blaze. You can't just go from that just casually over to Aaron Blaze and watch Aaron Blaze do like a magic with some bears for some while. And then they went back to Peter, and it was just going back and forth. It's a 2-hour stream, and they're talking about a lot of life lessons, and they're always throwing knowledge at us. And this throwing casually knowledge at you is something I never got in any of the videos I've ever seen on YouTube, which are about how to draw. They always skip these parts that they were casually talking about, which is just insane. So yeah, that's how I found Peter Hahn, and that's just something clicked, and it has not turned off at all. My mind, of course, is like I get these hobbies, and I like one day I'm all about Sonic, one day I'm all about photographing birds. You know this. I'm like sending you guys all the time, but yeah,
you get really hyper focused on something, and
this was a
like
danger. This was a danger because my eyes liked what they saw. It was not just I don't know. Maybe it's just this style. It just I finally saw it. It just like you can see sketchbooks from people, and you're like, this is cool, but I don't like it. But you're not saying in a bad way. There's just some sketches, some styles that your eyes don't like at all. You don't like it. It's horrible. It's cool, but it's horrible. I can't draw like that, but it's horrible. Like my eyes are just like, yuck. What is that?
Yeah, everything's subjective, But so it's interesting. So you said, well, you said a lot, my friend.
I said a lot, yeah.
A lot, but you did mention Brother Bear, so I think that's a really good segue. One of the artists I wanted to talk about is the artist for this book. This is one of my all-time favorite art books.
Oh yeah, I need to get this book, man.
So this is the link. Yeah, so this is the Wildlife of Star Wars.
Yeah,
and the art in here is by this woman. Her name is Terrell Whitlatch. Terrell. Definitely a different name. She actually was, she worked on Brother Bear. And she worked on lots of neat movies and stuff. Yeah, she worked on Brother Bear. She was brought in because she is specifically known to be a anatomy person for wildlife.
Terrell
with a T. I'll put up her name. See it down there? Terrell
White latch.
Whitlatch. And
Whitlatch.
so just in the first page.
Oh my god.
So
This went full circle for me now.
So what she's done with this book, this is really my favorite all-time Star Wars tie-in book, is she has taken every creature that was ever in a Star Wars film. So
Oh,
we have
wow.
like the Banthas, right?
It's like a sketching diary, but in a fictional
So it's
world.
exactly what you're talking about that Peter Hahn did. Same thing. So this is purporting that these are all real. And like...
Oh, that's so cool.
So let me see here.
Wow.
So
goats.
You know, it's almost goats. So these are
Space
the
goats.
Banthas. These are the Banthas from the first Star Wars, or Episode 4, New Hope. And she's figured out like, oh well, as they age, their horns change, and this is how they look. And she even figures out like anatomy that is sort of not in the film. So she's wondering about how do they eat and stuff like that. And she has them with a very long tongue. So she's figured out, oh, well, they have a really long tongue, and that's how they feed and all this stuff. So it's really, really insane. So she's got creatures that are in the movies, all the movies up through Phantom Menace, which was when this came out. She was also the lead creature designer on the Phantom Menace, the film. So she was responsible for every single creature in that, including Jar Jar, the design of Jar Jar. So she did do that. But there are also creatures in here that you wouldn't recognize. There's all sorts of different creatures, and you're like, okay, did she make what is that? You know, and she has everything in this book by planet. So you know, you can get to Hoth, and you'll see the Wampa, and you'll see the Tauntaun, and all this stuff. But you'll see all these different ones in between. And she took designs that were come up with, like for the original movies, but never used. And a really, really cool. Let me show you that too. I'm not sure if I can quickly find it.
I found like a sketch by her. It's like an octopus demon thing. Not sure if it's in the book though.
So is it this?
Oh, yeah, it's that. It's that.
So hilariously, this is like one of the coolest things. So this is the Dianoga, and if you remember the scene from Star Wars: A New Hope when they're in the trash compactor, there's an eyeball stalk that pops up, and then Luke says something just went past my leg, and there's a tentacle, and then you never see the monster. So she has created what the monster looks like. And it's basically like an octopus with the mouth on the bottom, and it has one single eye stalk that pops up. So I mean, like, there's a lot of really neat stuff like that. But
man, she must have had a blast thinking about this, because she probably just had full creative freedom on this.
Well, yeah, she had like an insane amount of freedom on this, and we talked to her. She actually came on our podcast a few years ago. It was
God damn it! I'm gonna have to listen to that.
Yeah, man, like
I love the book too. I have like the look of the book, like the cover is like this scales.
Yeah, and it's like you can feel the scales, like
and it's cool about this flying creature on the front. I just noticed the other wing is like inside the frame, so it's flying out of the frame.
Yeah,
only one wing is out.
Yeah, totally.
God damn it, Terrell.
I'm looking for a specific creature.
Leikjarinn monster.
It is.
Wow,
it's on Dagobah. It's definitely on Dagobah. I
gotta get this book.
That's Hoth. Hold on a sec. Okay, so here's Dagobah. Okay, so here it is. So I saw this. Now I have like pored over this book for 25 years.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can show you. So there. So see the spider?
Yeah.
So you have this spider, and it's got its mouth on the bottom, right? And it has a ring of eyes going around it. And she says that the spider turns into this tree over here,
Mm.
right? And that's part of the life cycle, and that it's actually a plant. Well, that spider was a drawing, I believe. I don't want to say the wrong artist. Whoever did, I want to say it's Alan Lee, and I know he's Lord of the Rings, but he might have been the one who worked on Star Wars too. I just can't remember. But the original artist for the movies, one of the original artists, he came up with the spider, and they never used it. So I was watching an episode of The Mandalorian, and it was season 1, I believe, and there were these spiders that they found, and it was the same spider. And I'm like, holy shit! I lost my freaking mind.
You were like that meme there.
Yeah,
like pointing at the screen, like
Yeah, I lost my mind, man. It was insane. So I'm like, did they? That's a big spider. And so I'm like, did they have this book? Are they fans of Terrell Whitlatch? Because I didn't realize that spider design went further back than she did. I think it might be Ralph McQuarrie, might be the artist actually, not Alan Lee. I think it's Ralph McQuarrie. And she, so I found her online and I asked her, and she responded, and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's really funny." She's like, "Some people have been telling me that the spiders are in this episode, and I haven't been watching the show, but that's really cool." And I said, "Is this your design that they used, or like what?" And she's like, "No, that's an old, unused design, and like most of the creatures in that book are actually like that." So this is like up through the Phantom Menace. It's every creature that was even conceived of for Star Wars. And she takes this very scientific biological bend when designing them and figuring out how they would live in the world and how their bodies would work and their skeletons would work. And it's really insane. So that is one of my favorite books that's like the same kind of a thing you're talking about. And it's also from an artist who worked on Brother Bear, which is just so random.
I got one Star Wars art book, which is like the art of the Jedi game, the new Jedi video game, Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
It's like the art of the game, so it's not from the movies or anything, but oh man, that art book is crazy.
Yeah, you gotta get it, man. It's up your alley.
I have it right here. I have it like ready.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So that book that is like that artist, because I have always been fascinated with the creatures of Star Wars, the creatures of anything. If it's a sci-fi movie or a fantasy movie and there's a creature, if there's a dragon, if there's a griffin, if there's anything weird, those are like my favorite things always. And like, Godzilla and all the Godzilla creatures and stuff like that and all the different monsters. Like, so I always keyed in on stuff like that. And so that book was like a life-changing moment, like you were talking about. And yeah, I mean, actually, my brother Tim's the one who got it for me, 8-Bit Alchemy. He bought me that like 20-something years ago. And it's just been my fave ever since. So, finding that person, it's like you said, your brain just like opens up and you're like, oh my God, this stuff is my stuff. This is the stuff I've always been looking for. And it's that type of creature design that has become my favorite, where you're asking the questions of like, well, okay, it has a neat horn there, but like why? Like what does it use that horn for? Like
is it to go to the ground, look for
right,
something,
like why does it look the way it does? And I think that's my favorite type of creature design just overall, is when you're thinking about it as a biological thing that could exist in its world. And so that's the way I always try to do my own creature design with my writing. And it all really goes back to Terrell. And it sounds like the people you're talking about are kind of from that same school of thought too. Which is really, really cool. And to go from Terrell, an artist that she really reminds me of is this guy. He's a comic book artist. He's been at it forever, and I was just telling you about this. I just got this. It's an art book.
Oh yeah, this.
Yeah.
Ah,
So it's the art of Mark A. Nelson, and he is one of my favorites too, by far. And like, I don't know if the camera's really going to be able to do it justice, but like, he fills, like, let me move this mic. He fills the pages with nothing but
yeah, well,
line.
completely. Damn it. That is crazy. This is like one of those drawings and art pieces where you just, it's that damn it, you can't say anything, but god damn, like it's
Right. And like this, we have this woman,
yeah.
but if the longer you look at it, like, the better it is. Like, I don't know, hopefully it'll focus. The shading on her, you can see all the lines. Like, nothing has
Also
been blended.
the neck thing, like you can see her bones underneath because it hits the skin
Yeah.
right there, but it's
Right.
just a shading trick, but it's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, and
And the hair.
it's not really picking it up, but I can see
Yeah.
that there are, every bit of her is covered in lines, so there's nothing blended at all. And yeah, I mean, like, it's just insane. So he has this section. The first section of the book is all these are just pencils. Like, this is just 100% just pencils. And then he has the next section, which is inks. This is it's kind of a thin book. It's
But
from,
it's
I
like
believe it's
packed
from,
full.
it is. It's from like 2004, I believe. So yeah, so then this one's my favorite. This is ink. This is in the ink section.
Yeah.
And we have this just this woman standing on a saber-toothed tiger skull. And it's the same kind of thing where you will talk about Peter Hahn, where it's like,
Yeah.
I don't think he's planning this stuff. I think
No,
he's
it
just kind
it
of
just randomly comes. Like
right. I think
there,
he just, yeah. I think he
there was
just
like
figures it out
a
and lets the,
stream where Peter was drawing like he I don't know how his brain works. He just like he's talking to us while he's drawing, which I don't understand how he does. But he's just like, yeah, I don't really have it planned, but I'm gonna have like three. He always says characters if it's like human stuff, or doesn't have to be human, but if it's like something different than just an animal, he puts it down, and then he just start drawing three characters, and then he's like, yeah, they're hunting this animal, and it just kind of happens. Look at that hair on that thing. Damn it. Also he does the skin textures on underneath the nose there, like because the teeth are there and they go out, so that it goes up. God
right.
damn it.
Right.
Damn it.
He the first time I ever became aware of this guy, Mark A. Nelson, this is my like this is one of my favorite things. This is his first Aliens comic. This is the
Oh.
first Dark Horse Aliens book that ever existed. Aliens book 1. It is from 1990. This is a first edition, January 1990, and this is the first Alien comic. It's the first sequel to Aliens. So this is like what happened after Aliens, according to the writer is Mark Verheiden, and Mark A. Nelson is the artist. And in fact, if I can find it, this was also, they took a stab at telling us what the space jockey looked like. Remember the space jockey from the first Aliens?
Yeah.
First Alien, who's the dead pilot. And obviously we saw them as the engineers in Prometheus, but back here, this is way before that, and he actually gave them trunks.
Hey, it's an elephant inside there.
Yep. He made them into like elephant guys.
Wow. Look how it does space too, or like this. Damn it.
Yeah. So this guy with his
when they do the space and like stars and stuff, like it's so simple, I guess. It's just black and then dots. But something magical about people that do space well. I don't know what it is. Just like a craft and nothing behind them. Basically, there's like nothing behind them but space. But you
Mhm.
can make space like so insane looking if you know your inks, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about value. It's all about negative space and not outer space, but negative space,
Yeah.
and knowing how to manipulate shadows and light. And I think that when you were talking about an artist that you could appreciate but you don't really like
Yeah.
necessarily, to me that person used to be Mike Mignola, who is the creator of Hellboy. I have grown to become a huge Mike Mignola fan, and I love his art, love it. But
Yeah.
when I first saw it, I wasn't really digging it. It wasn't for me. I'm like, I don't know. This guy just kind of looks like he can't draw well. Like he's not that
Yeah,
good.
you just couldn't really appreciate it then.
Right. And then like when you actually read Hellboy and you're seeing him tell these stories and create these like vast ancient environments and sculptures and like reliefs and these monsters and tentacles everywhere and all this stuff with like basically no lines. He's just got almost nothing. It's so minimalist compared to
Yeah.
something like I just showed you with Mark
The crazy
Nelson.
one, yeah.
Insane. And Mignola is totally different than that. Like he is just shadows and light. That's what he's concerned with. He figures out the real like the proportions of the room and where light would hit, and he makes a space. He makes a real space, and he and his characters, they inhabit that space, and it's crazy. So like, yeah, I mean, he was somebody that I grew to really love, but like my first thought was dismissal. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, kind of not really digging this guy. I don't know why people like him so much. Now I understand, but that's obviously a very different style than something like Peter Hahn or Terrell Whitlatch or Mark A. Nelson or anything like that. We're
Yeah.
talking about clearly with the art that speaks to you and me is actually pretty similar.
Yeah.
Um,
For sure.
so,
And
but
and
but
and I remember with Mark, I only liked when he drew animals, which is funny because then I went over to Aaron Blaze, who only does it, because he could.
Mhm.
Mark can draw basically anything. When he draws like that video where he's like teaching us how to draw a dog, and he picks like this husky type thing, and that's basically a wolf, and it's like all these hairs, and he's just showing us, and then he does like this time lapse, which you never get it with Peter, a time lapse, because he draws so fast anyways. It's like he's a printer. But like all these how to draw books that I have, I don't know if you have any how to draw books. I actually ordered
I used
how
to
to
have a
draw
lot
the
when I
the
was a
Marvel
kid.
way. You had the Marvel way, or
Not the Marvel one, but when I was a kid, I used to any how to draw animals book or how to draw
yeah,
dinosaurs. I
I am
bought.
obsessed with this.
Yeah.
Today I'm like it's dangerous with me. Like if I see a video game and I really like this video game, I'm like there better be an art book. You don't want to know how many digital art books I have of games. I have like a folder full, but it's not the same. I want to hold it and I want to sit somewhere
Yep.
and just flip through it. This is a how to draw book. It's called the Dynamic Bible. There's nothing religious about this. It's just called, it's the Bible of
Yep. Yep.
this type of drawing. And it's funny when people say like, I can't draw. I can only draw stick figure. Well, if you can draw these logos for people that are only listening, it's like a circle, box, uh, a cone,
Cylinder.
cylinder,
Pyramid.
diamond, I guess pyramid. If you can
Yep.
draw these, you can draw anything in the world. And you can think to yourself, no way, that's not true, Leikjarinn, Burger, Fanner, you're lying. Well, and the thing is about this book,
That was actually a good impression of me. That was good.
it's like it's like it's funny when I show people this book, because this is like a how to, but he is such a detailed guy, Peter, that he can't even do a simple how-to book without blowing my eyes away with like crazy art about like bugs and creatures and a tank or something. But this is not even impressive. Like, I guess this looks good, but this is just tutorial. This is just how he's just kind
Right.
of explaining
Right.
things.
Right.
But still, it looks great. But he explained in one of his live streams, like, sure, you can look at this render here of this Goliath beetle, which is
Yep.
sick, but it's
Yeah.
he's tricking your eyes. It's nothing but just fast lines in the right place and inked where shadows lie, and that's it. He stopped. He could have spent like an hour more on this, or in Peter Hahn's case, like 2 minutes, because he's so fast. But like this, I have had this book out on C. I don't leave the house on trips without taking it. There has been trips where we go to the city or something where I haven't opened it, but I always take it with me because there might be a whole day where I'm like, oh shit, I'm just like alone for 4 hours. Let's do some art sketches. But like, remember when I was talking about like I hated at school drawing circles, triangles.
Yeah. Right.
That's all it is. Now I find it fun to do this boring looking practice. This is boring as hell, but I'm always thinking like one more circle and I can draw a lion. If I do one more box, I can draw this Goliath beetle. And then he teases you at the book. He does like a nice render, which has nothing to do with how to learn to draw. It's just like, yep, here's a sick looking drawing of something, and let's go back to like how we think still. And his theory is all about like it's just a balloon and a string, and the what people do wrong sometimes when they draw like a head, they do the circle and then they do the line and the where the eyes are, and then they start drawing the eyes and the nose and the mouth in the circle that they did, but the circle is supposed to be where the brain is. The circle that all the how to
Yeah.
draw videos teach you, it's always the proportions
Yeah.
are wrong. You the the circle is just this area, and then you go down for the eyes, and the theory, like when you draw an eye, why is the other eye different? It's because there's an eye, and between our eyes is another eye that you skip. Like you draw three eyes, and then you just erase the middle eye, and then you have eyes exactly
Oh,
where it's supposed to be.
interesting.
It's like a little trick. And there's one sketch in this paper that I always have in the book with me, because like I just randomly drew this fish, and you remember when I was saying like I don't want to draw goats, I don't want to draw fish. It's
Yeah.
boring. Why should I? Now I'm obsessed with drawing whatever. But like I did this short sketch of a fish. It was super quick, and I really liked it.
Hmm.
I was like,
Yeah.
God damn, this kind of looks like a Peter Hahn thing. And I guess it's because I saw what I see from him. I saw for like a split second that I drew something that was, and I didn't look at anything. I just drew the fish because I was drawing a lot of fish at his like courses. And this was like out of my, I guess it's the first thing I draw out of my imagination that actually looks exactly what I was thinking. And it just kind of blew me away.
Hmm.
Because I'm a master draftsman right now at this time.
You're a master drawer.
And my, at work, I sail on the boat, and now I'm a little bit obsessed with these sketchbooks that I have. These are Linden Art watercolor yeah, tiny sketchbook, and I have now 3 of them, and these are full with. I think I will probably look at this sketchbook in the future with like a warm feeling, because this is where my drawing craze started yet again, and it's nothing special. It's just I'm just looking at stuff,
Wow.
and I don't have a
Nice.
lot of time. I'm just like on the boat, and it's wavy sometimes, and I'm just using it. Like, yeah, I always write in the corner like on the boat, and all the lines are different because it's wavy, and I can't control. Sometimes I'm like trying to do details on the beak of this bird, but then I do like a like an S, and then I just have to use it as a feature. Which happened to this bird here. I was trying to do this hornbill,
Wow.
and
It's awesome.
you can see like it's like flickering where the eye is, like it's different
Yep.
paint.
Yep.
It's because the brush ran out. And I just had to throw it in the ocean because it's like completely done. So I had to use a different ink pen for the rest of it. And this is a mess, but it's like I remember, I did this on the boat. And here I have a more controlled piece that I'm still working on. It's like a leopard.
Yeah.
And this is a
Nice.
brush pen, which I'm scared of using because brush pen is like one huge mistake, not as in moving your hand, one mistake with pressuring your hand, and it's like a big ass dot on the and it leaks. It's like a dangerous tool. But my favorite paper actually is brown, which I never understood as a kid. Like, why are people drawing on brown paper? Are they crazy? But you can do so much highlights with brown.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are
Like
you
this
using for the
white.
white?
I'm using. Well, I have 3 different sizes, but I'm using this like Posca. It's quite famous. This Posca.
Is it a paint?
Posca.
Paint
Yeah,
pen?
but I also have like a white pencil.
Okay.
But this one just makes highlights. It's so strange. In one of the classes from Peter, he's drawing this bear in the distance, and there's like trees around him, and I don't really see the trees because it's just kind of black shapes. I don't really understand that these are trees. And then he does a couple of highlights, and he makes it like pop, and then you can just see like, oh my god, that bear is in a damn forest now. I didn't see it until he did those, and he didn't do it crazy. He just put highlights in the right places and on the bear and where the hair is. He just and sometimes I overdo it like this. I ruined this drawing of this lioness. This is Iron Blaze. This is not a Peter Hahn thing. This is like Iron Blaze type of thing, and I overdid it because I added some brown thing here, which I can fix, of course. But all this black stuff, this was looking nice, but then I overdid it here. Like, what is this? It's just a mess. And why is it so dark here? Like, this is supposed to be maybe and I was experimenting shadow with this blue, which came out quite nice, but it went over the eye, which doesn't make sense. So I wasn't like thinking, but it's just a sketch, so whatever. But remember when we were talking about creating your own creature? There's an assignment at Peter's, which is amazing. He's like, yep, today you're going to design your own bird, but everything has to make sense. That is my favorite thing ever. Like, are you serious? We're doing that this week? We don't have to draw like 5 circles? Like I was
saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I designed this strange looking bird thing.
Cool.
And this thing on the this fluff thing around the eyes is like he can go into a bush, close his eye, and it's just like a flower. And then bugs come, lay on it, and he has like a long tongue that goes and shoots. Like when frogs, I had this idea with frogs, they like clean their eyes super grossly with like a fucking tongue. I kind of had that idea with this.
That is really cool. I really dig that for a creature trait. I like that a lot, man. Nice.
So it's like a frog idea. But yeah, the reason why I was going to this route is just like, do you have a sketchbook? Sketchbooks are so I don't really go down and I'm ready to draw in front of like a piece of A4 paper anymore, unless I have like a big plan and I already sketched like a bunch of times, and now I'm gonna do the illustration. But like I'm in this sketching phase where I sketch, and I'm not ready to finish anything.
Interesting. It's funny. I mean, I consider myself to be an artist in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid and through my teens and through my 20s, I was like hardcore drawing all the time. That's like my main hobby if I wasn't playing video games or something, or playing outside with my friends. Like drawing was like my main thing. And like my mom, she always loved like coloring books. Like she loved to color. And when I was little, like 5, 6, 7, I like to color as well. But then I realized I much prefer creating something myself
and then
coloring that. And so I don't do a lot of drawing in life anymore. I do
You
have a
should.
couple of things. I do have a couple of things here that that I did have a hand in. This I'll show you first. I'm actually pretty proud of this.
Don't show me a
So
goddamn masterpiece. God damn
it's definitely not a masterpiece,
it.
but this was a painting I did.
Just sick.
And so this ended up. This is an original character / creature,
Yeah.
kind of a type of vampire, and
Like a
it is
bat nose.
so it's this guy's name is Mr. Sniff, and he is in this piece right here. This is the original, and I actually published the book for it, and
Yeah.
and this is like if you open up the pages of the book, it's the first paper that you see like on the inside.
Yeah. The jump scare.
It's like a jump scare, and so like the book, the crease of the book is like right where his nose is cut in half and stuff like that.
Is this
But
watercolor paper?
So this is just a piece of canvas
It's
board.
thick. Oh yeah.
But it's textured, so you can just paint on it like any canvas. Unfortunately, my lighting in here is just way too bright.
It's
So
so
it's kind
good
of washing it's washing it out. But this was a single night, and it was, just brushes and stuff like that, and I just kind of painted from my imagination and what I had done some sketches of what I thought he would look like, and I knew I wanted like his palate to be
yeah.
cleft right here, like so between his teeth. I wanted this gap to exist.
Yeah,
and then,
going up. Like
I
a
thought that
wound.
was right, like it doesn't
What I'm
quite
thinking
connect.
is like the teeth can go more like this.
That wasn't what I was thinking, but I do have other vampires that do that. But
Oh damn.
yeah, this is from the Unpleasant Mr. Sniff, and that is available out in the world. But the this was really fun. This was like a really fun project to just be like, I don't really paint that much, and this wasn't even like
But I
really
wonder
much of a
about the
sketch.
process of it. Like sometimes I go into a zone and I finish something, and there's like a time happening where I'm like, oh my god, I'm about to do the eye. I can't mess this up. But then I just do it really well. My mind was just afraid, and then I just did it. Because I think there's sometimes like sometimes I think about this like this art. You can look at it now and you remember when you did it, and you're really proud of it. And now in the future you are holding it, and now we're on a podcast and you're just talking about like this art that you did. But when you did it, you were just kind of doing it. But like I feel like there's some things we do that we own still in our lives after all the moves around, how like all the stuff that get lost and then the stuff that doesn't get lost when you move and all that stuff. It's just a thing that you hold like so dear to you that it's like for example, this book that I'm slowly making for Caroline. Like I wanted to give this to her when she's 10, and I'm learning all this detailed stuff, but this is so nice to be able to just do like kid color and colorful Studio Ghibli type of mushrooms. And I'm like, man, look at that cute mushroom. Or like here she's learning about totems and what are totems. And if I don't like something, I just rip the page out. It's not because I don't want it to be there. It's just there's so many goddamn pages. And there was this one sketch I did spontaneously before I thought to myself, no, I'm gonna make it kid like what kid friendly looking, like no details in this book. I just want to sit down and do some cute, cartoony cutesy type of thing. But like this could have been the theme of the whole book, like detail, and I didn't even finish. You can even see how I think and structure.
I kind of like that this is abandoned. I
I actually like that. Like, people can kind of see what I was thinking. But like this is the first page, and I was like, shit, I can't rip it out because I already drew like when I was drawing this picture of Carolina, I'm like, man, I can do this so much better. I can draw I can draw the shit out of this picture of Carolina. It's gonna look so good. But I thought to myself, no, when she learns to draw, legs and hands are just gonna be like 2 lines, maybe 4 fingers. Doesn't do the toes because she's wearing shoes, like we all did when we were. So I'm thinking everything I draw in this book, I think like, yeah, she could probably draw this when she's 10, when she gets this book. I don't want to. I'm not saying I'm so good I'm going to intimidate her, but I wanted the feel of this book to be like, here's a book of you as the character traveling around, learning about birds and totems and insects and the whales, and it's basically just like a tiny little journey book, as I told you, from Peter and you
I
with
love
a
it.
creature,
I love it. It's so
and
cool.
it's like a custom book,
What
and
a special present. That's so
I
amazing.
think this is like, because now as a father, I'm thinking like, oh my god, if my dad would have given me something like this, it would be the first thing I would run in if the house was burning, like something like this. Like I think she's gonna love this. But then I had like another sketchbook where I'm like, I'm gonna make another one that's only bugs, and I wanted
Oh
to make
yeah.
my own bugs. But like, of course, I'm looking at real bugs and I'm just kind of changing. But like this
Mm-hmm.
book is different. This is also for her, but this is more only one subject, and it's me making stuff up. But I think this one is
That's the special one. Yeah.
just I was out on sea and I was like, you know what? I found this site where I was like custom made sketchbooks, and the paper is like so cool, and it's like this brown color. And I was like, man, I just learned to do these highlight things, and I did it for like all the mushrooms on that page, and they just pop out of the page because it's
Yeah.
brown.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I was just wondering about. I am like sketchbook crazy right now. Like I have sketches everywhere. Like here's some bird study. And the thing is, when I'm watching videos or something by Peter, when he sketches, in my mind, it is like a masterpiece. But he is just sketching. He's just playing.
Mm.
And I have a hard time thinking about it like that. Like instead of be like, oh, this is trash, rip out the page, throw it away. No, 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 no. No one has to see the sketchbook ever. It's
Right.
more for me to come in like 5 letters, like 5 years later, like, oh yeah, I always did the beak like this. This
Mm-hmm.
line is not in the beak. The beak isn't like, it's always more down. Wow, I wasn't thinking about the skeleton structure. Like, I just have to allow myself to fail, which is hard because I have Peter Han like art in my brain, but then I also have that device for him on the other side of the brain who is like, yeah, I just want you to draw a balloon that will be
With the
any
string.
animal in the world, which is strange to
It's
think about,
crazy.
but that is
It is.
basically it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
basically it. You
That
do the
is
where the
like I
brain
can't.
is, and then the line is just the spine, and that's it. And then you just make the animal. It's
Wow.
the same for all animals, and I can't
All
even realize
vertebrates.
that. True, Indiana Jones.
Jellyfish are a different story. That's really cool, man. I mean,
Those were aliens.
that's really cool. I love this. I love the idea of the sketchbooks all, just taking over your life. I did.
Yeah.
I had like a billion. Yeah, I had so many.
You just
And
like lost them in a move or what?
I mean, I don't have them handy. I have some in a drawer over there, and
You just take
some
them
of
out the
them.
drawer.
It's fine.
Like
I'm a
I
lot older
only
than
get
you, so.
sketchbooks of games I love, like Hearthstone. I love
Mm-hmm.
Hearthstone. I was there day one when it came out, closed beta, and all that stuff. And this is like the
Mm,
sketchbook of Hearthstone, and it's all digital, because of course it
yeah,
has to be
yeah, of
digital.
course it
But
is.
it's
Yeah.
more like how they started to make the game, and this is
Mm-hmm.
game design as well, like how they decided to make the cards be more like little plates on the field that attack each other, but the cards are in your hand, but the field is like this battlefield with these
Mm-hmm.
creatures that. So I always liked that idea. So the other day I was like, man, I wish there was like a Hearthstone art book. I mean, this is Blizzard Entertainment. They do art books for everything. Warcraft, Starcraft. There has to be an art book for this. And then I
And
was
there
just
was.
scouring the and it is. I was like, oh my sweet
My
baby Jesus,
God.
Lord of oh my God. And I just
God.
I ordered it, and I'm a little bit disappointed with one thing.
What's that?
And it's just because I have ADHD or whatever. Do you see it?
It's not centered.
It's not centered. It's the first thing I noticed. Do you know why?
Why?
Because there was like I don't like this in books. I know you make books, but I don't like when they have this like extra thing that goes here, and then it goes around the book, and it
Mm-hmm.
this fine paper thing. So when I
Yep.
flip, it always like moves to the side, or I bend it, like, and it said here, Hearthstone, the art, or something, and I took it off, I threw it, I was like, I don't want this garbage on my book, and then,
Yeah, it's
god
pretty
damn it,
dumb.
why
So actually,
didn't they just print it?
that
Stupid
bothers
Blizzard.
me on a graphic design level. That bothers me.
hate it.
I want to
I
move
hate
that. That's definitely a pet peeve of mine as well.
Oh my
Um,
god,
but
I hate it so much.
hey, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I love the book.
I can't believe they designed the cover to dodge, like the art is dodging that little piece of paper that you're clearly gonna throw away at some point.
Oh my god,
Very
there's
weird.
also one thing. So I can forgive them for this only because they
Okay.
did this, and I've never seen this in any making of sketchbook ever. This is the coolest shit. So this paper
Mm-hmm.
of this battle scene, there's like a troll
Mm.
here holding a spear,
Yeah.
but this is a see-through paper. Why? Because then the finished piece is here.
So cool.
I can see the reft. I mean, this is a rough sketch. It makes me sad because this is fucking cool. This is a rough sketch. Imagine that, and then it becomes like insane here later
Yeah.
on in digital. This is like digital, but like I wish the whole
Awesome.
book was like that. This is what
Right.
I'm looking at.
That is a really
looking
really
for
great
this.
idea.
I
Yeah.
don't want to see a finished
love
piece.
being
This
able
is
to
a
see-
sketchbook.
Yeah. I love pen and ink so much, and I love seeing
Oh.
the pencils. That's why I love that Mark Nelson book I was showing you earlier, because man, the black and white is just so what I love to see, almost more
Yeah.
than color. And the comics that I've worked on have been black and white comics, and there's something about when you have the line art really like high quality, and you get somebody who's not just a good they call them pencilers for
Yeah.
comic books. You do the pencils, and then you have an inker that's going to go over and bring the drawing to life. So I have a fun piece that's pretty unique. Usually what you would do is you're not going to ink over the original pencils. Usually you make a print of it or copy of it or something so that
Yeah,
you
ink over
preserve that
that.
original piece. So
Yeah.
so as you know, a few years ago, I put out a fantasy book called Mark of the Witchworm, and I have a
Yep.
couple of pieces here, original
I got
pieces
the audiobook
from...
on Audible.
Yes. So I have a couple pieces here from the physical edition of that, and this piece
Like
right
original?
here- yeah. So
Oh,
this, let me see.
this is very
this-
Warcraft, Marvel. It has a lot of styles to it.
So, okay, let me explain what you're seeing here.
Okay.
I did the pencils of this, and it's a group shot of all the characters. I'm kind of having trouble moving it over. There's the
I love the
there's
shadow
Witchworm.
where you did with the guy between the I guess the main guy and the worm.
Yeah, the
the
Witchworm,
eyes,
yeah.
like you don't do the eyes of the guy
So-
above. You do the
So
shadow.
here's the shadows,
the
yeah.
face.
So here's the
love that.
thing. So I did the pencils of this. The inks are done by my very good friend and partner in crime, Derek Rook. Derek Rook is the man, and so he is an amazing artist and an amazing inker. So he actually inked directly over my pencils. So the pencils no longer exist, but the art is pretty insane. So
Weren't you
it's
like
this
amazed
massive...
when you got this back?
Yeah, I was like completely amazed.
I mean, of course, you
love
did
this.
the pencils, but like it pops after the whole
Yeah.
inking thing.
Yeah, and I
Did you have to guide him where you wanted the dark to be?
No, not at all. Not at all. He has all the instincts and stuff like that. I mean, I think this is one of the best faces he's ever done.
Yeah, this
it's
is
it's a
what I
much better
immediately see.
face. Yeah, it's a much better face than I even had. He really pumped this up to being like next
You can
level.
also see, like, on his face, you can just see he's been through a lot of shit,
Hmm.
and he's maybe older than you think because he's just been through. It's like World War II
Mm.
soldiers that just look older because they have been through so much stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I love this.
And the funny thing is, so this character, the main character, my hero guy here, his name's Belmorn, Rander Belmorn, and the scar on his lip actually happens in like the first or second chapter, and well, maybe not that early, maybe it's like the third or fourth chapter, but he actually gets the guy over here with the hood. And they
Yeah.
end up being buddies over the course of the story, but at the beginning they're adversarial. And the guy with the hood and the mask, he doesn't want hero guy following him anymore. So he does this trick where he puts out this this just blast of dust, and it's explained later on what that is, but it paralyzes him. And so he goes unconscious, and when he wakes up in this forest, there are these big ass crows that are like twice, they're like, you know, they're the size of eagles, basically, like huge crows. And one takes a bite out of his lip, and they're about to eat him. And so he wakes up and he's in really bad shape. And the hilarious part is I screwed up. I did this art. It's my own character. I wrote the damn book.
Is it on the
And
other side?
it's on the lower lip. Like it's not even close.
Oh man.
For some reason, I drew it and I'm like, yeah, upper lip, and then like it wasn't right away that I even noticed it. I'm like, wait a minute.
The inking
It's on his
down,
bottom
like,
lip. It's on his bottom lip. What the hell am I doing? So this was actually used as just a like a side piece of art. We called it like a mini poster, but we printed this up on actually on like a brownish paper. It's not on white. And if you had gotten the hardcover version of it,
is this
it actually came with
the
this
cover for
like
the hardcover or
it's not, no, that's what I'm explaining. It's not the cover. It was only used for this like
inside?
it's like a card that came with
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah.
It's like we
similar.
called it a mini poster, and
Yeah.
that was the only way to get that. And also within the hardcover, because I had scanned my original pencils, so I do have a scan of the pencils, which is the only way they exist now. We did print them in the back of the hardcover. There's like a section with some sketches and stuff, both from myself and from Derek as well.
You're gonna
And
have to send
so
me
that's
a copy.
that's kind of fun. We, sure.
When
But,
you oh yeah, you used pencil. I am only
yeah.
with ink. Do
Mhm.
you when you ink if you do ink something,
Mhm.
do you like brush, nip, or fountain pen? Like you have to fill.
I mean I like I've never used a fountain pen like much. Like
So like
really.
for me, this scares me, a brush pen, but
Mhm.
I love the idea of it because it's all in one, but you just have to be able to
So that's
control it.
all that is like what mainly what Derek uses for
Yeah,
like all that
it's
stuff.
crazy.
It's very much a like an ink, you know,
That
he fills
is
up his
using
pens with ink
using
and
this
yeah.
is just like when I see people ink with brush, and then there's like maybe on the cape, it's like this uneven type of rugged detail, and they don't have to draw the detail because they just do this little
Mhm.
flip motion with the pen where it just
Mhm.
you make the pen kind of smudge it, and then they put the finger
Yeah.
on it, and they just make the
Mhm.
texture with one move.
Well, you keep giving me these segues, so I'm going to just keep using them. This is the
I'm a
last big thing I
Segway
wanted to show you.
master.
So this is the last big thing I wanted to show you. This is also from Mark of the Witchworm. This
Ah, yeah.
is bigger. So this is
God damn it.
the original, and it is art completely by Derek Rook. He did the pencils and he did the inking, and maybe this will be easier if I do it this way. If I take off this camera here.
Zooming in. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, if you
God damn
look,
it, Derek.
so look, he does this thing all the time where he'll flick with a toothbrush. He uses ink, and
Yeah.
so this is one of his trademark things that he always tries to work in. So there's splatter. That's what you call it. It's like splatter art.
And you could do it like controlled, but this mess makes it more like
Exactly.
real.
Exactly. And like, so for the scales, he went in and was very carefully drawing these scales out.
Yeah.
But then when it came to be like something like his, blood on his lips or something like that, or venom or whatever you think it is, it's all just this brush. And then we have our boy Rander down there screaming.
There
There he is. And let me try to move here. And he's fighting this.
Wait,
Whoa,
shit, he's
this is
fighting a
kinda
lot
hard.
of stuff.
So he's fighting.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a big plant monster. And what I thought was really interesting is that he gave him this eye in the center, which is kind of looks like it's his mouth. And that's not in the book. This looks very different than the way I described it. And like you were saying, where you like to see what Peter Hahn just comes up with himself.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And that's kind of like what I love about this. And afterwards he was kind of like, did I do it right? Did I get the anatomy? Is this how you were thinking? And I was like, it's not how I was thinking, but damn, I love
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
did.
right.
So it's like, who cares? This is your version of this. And so he's got these vines wrapped sort of all around the claws and stuff, and he's getting tied up. But there's a section of the book where later, early on, you get introduced to this concept of a thing called a vampire rose, and it's a plant that sends. And this is me trying to think of things in realistic ways.
Yeah.
How would this work in, like Terrell Whitlatch taught me. And so I'm like, all right, so let's say there's a big plant and it has a red rose-like flower. It's not actually a rose, but it's like a rose-like flower. And it'll be on the side of a tree. And it sends out vines, like thorny vines, down like into the ground. So they creep and grow underneath the leaves, underneath the fallen leaves of this forest. So you can't really see that they're there. And if you walk on one of them, it will know that you're there and react and start wrapping itself around you like really, really fast. And they're thorny vines. So what's going to happen is it's going to constrict you completely in these thorny vines, but then through the thorns, it actually is drinking your blood. So if it does this enough, so they call it the vampire rose, and if it does this enough, it can actually the flower will get bigger and bigger on the tree, and eventually it will bloom. And there's this thing that happens where it's sort of kind of like magical sort of thing happens where it grows way too big, and it becomes this tall stalk with this mega rose kind of at the base. And it was supposed to be this tall green thing, kind of like Godzilla versus Biollante, if you're familiar with Biollante's like first form. It's this sort of tall rose kind of creature, but the rose is on top like a head. And my idea was that it more like the rose is at the base, and it sort of grows really tall, just this big stalk. And there is a scene where the witchworm actually has to kind of fight it. So it's not really like two kaiju like this makes it look, but holy shit, this is awesome. Yeah. Like I love this. So again, it's sort of like, trusting the artist and just what are they going to come up with, and what are they going to show you that you wouldn't have come up with. So anyway, this is a very special piece to me. I'm really happy to have this. We used this for a 11 by 17 poster that also came with the hardcover editions of the book, but it's colored. So this is just the original uncolored version that I have.
Oh yeah, so then
so.
Oh man, cool. My dream is to go to a fucking convention, and I even more so. Like, sure, I want to go to RetroCon or 8BitCon or whatever, see all these consoles and games. But what I actually, if I could only pick one, I don't know if it would be. I mean, I guess Comic Con, but like I would not. Well, of course I would go, but like if I could pick, it would have to be. I could go to a booth where Peter Hahn is,
Mm-hmm.
like give him my blessing. He's my god, and then I would go and check out all this stuff.
Yeah,
Like
I mean
it would be heaven for me.
that's totally possible. If you ever, planned a trip to the U.S., I don't know if I don't know when that could possibly be. The climate's not the best right now, but
No, yeah,
in the future, hopefully things become a little bit calmer. You could find out like what he does. Like, does he do cons? Does he do shows like that? And plan a trip around
he
it.
has been. He's a lot of traveling with like Aaron Blaze and Manu and those guys, and they go all over the world. But there's always these conventions that he's going to. A lot of them are in his area, like Pasadena,
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 California,
and around
California.
there. Like he goes
Yeah.
all over there. But then he
Gotcha.
always goes every single year. He goes to the it was called like the Dreamland or something in Russia, where all these big concept artists meet, and he always has like a lecture, like an hour-long lecture about dynamic
wow.
sketching. And then he got invited to that was actually at Comic-Con, but his booth was with Proco, which is another YouTube huge art channel called Proco, where it's just
that's
a
the
bunch
pen. That's the pen that
Yeah.
you showed me.
yeah, and that is where he has been doing these booths. But I always have seen them, the recordings of them, but like that's just the recordings of the booth. He has like this whole thing on stage where he's talking with slides and just explains everything in insane detail. And like, damn it, man, I would be there listening, and I would be sketching in that environment, because like,
you gotta meet your hero. I mean, in this
Yeah.
case, you're just such a big giant fan. The convention, all of Retro Ridoctopus all got to do. I don't know if you saw me post pictures,
Yeah.
but we did this thing called Terrificon, and it's really fun. I mean, Peter Hahn was not there, but David Thorne Wenzel was there again this year, and that's where I saw him last year. He was back this year. And you never know who they're going to get. They have a lot. They have a lot of artists, just a ton of artists, and that's only like an hour from me, an hour and a half. I think it took us to get there, but really, really fun to do this kind of stuff, and where you just don't get those kind of things in Iceland. I'm sure it would be
we
just
have
this
like
crazy.
We have 2 cons, and they're all just with like video games, and the other one is like that nerd store I showed you, like
just geek
things,
culture,
but it's just like all over the place type of a geek thing. Like we got like the
That's
Eve
cool.
Online type of thing, but I'm not interested in the Eve universe. Maybe I will be, but like I'm not gonna. I mean, I probably would, but there's a reason why I just have never even thought of even going in this Eve Online convention con thing. But like there's also another thing called Nordic Con or something like that, and that is not always in Iceland. It's hosted like here, and then sometimes it's hosted here in Iceland or something like that. But I have not gone, because I feel like I want to go to like a World War II war museum, see all the planes and the tanks and shit. Like, oh my god! And I know I can just go to England for that. I can just go to Britain, go to like the British Air Museum or something crazy, and see all the stuff I want there. But like, I want to go to a drawing convention and just walk booth to booth and see someone just inking a freaking masterpiece in front of me, and just like just absorb it, instead of always have to see it on a video. I want to talk to this person and like know where the moment was in his life when he was like didn't listen to his art teachers, but then he just randomly saw a poster and he's like, oh my god.
I mean, honestly, it was kind of like that watching David Thorne Wenzel again. Doing the troll that you asked for. It's like he just whipped that out. He just whipped it out, and it was really fucking crazy.
That's what I thought about. That's what I thought about. I think I even told you when I got it. I was like, this is like Gandalf and Bilbo is all planned out and more thought into it.
Yeah.
But still, in my brain, I can see this in color. I can see
Yeah.
this zoomed out. I can
Yeah.
see maybe a hobbit throwing a rock at his head and it's like bouncing off his head. Like my
Yeah.
brain works
Yeah.
like that. I see a still image and I'm making it move or making more out of it than it is. And that is with
Yeah.
me with everything. It's just my brain is just on and on and on. And I wouldn't change it for the world because I can look at just something that isn't moving. I'm watching a movie, just staring at it. And I'm watching a movie basically. So it's dangerous. It's dangerous for me to look at sketchbooks like Alan Lee, for example, like this huge scene
Yeah.
with eagles, like a scene that wasn't in the movie, and then my brain goes to like, I just make the scene,
Yeah.
like when
So
Gandalf is talking to the Lord of the Eagles. Like we never saw that shit, but
have you ever seen like a cartoon and tried to emulate the style of the cartoon?
oh
Did you
wow,
ever do that?
yeah, that's actually what everyone
Because
does.
I
I
mean,
think as
obviously,
kids, I did it with
manga
Spider
and
Man.
anime,
Mm.
obviously, I think everybody's
Yeah,
tried.
I
But like,
did. I
what?
did like Naruto and One Piece and Bleach, and then
Hmm,
Hunter x Hunter is my favorite ever. So I've emulated that style sometimes. And I had like a thing before Leikjarinn, before everything. There was this thing called practicing manga, which was like a channel that I did, which is not even a thing anymore. But it was me practicing the style of manga, which is basically the shonen style. I only like the shonen style. All the styles, I mean, sure, Berserk. At first, I didn't like the art of Berserk, but now
really?
I have 3 limited edition, like the big black
I feel like
book covers,
Berserk would
and I
be
love
so
it.
up your alley. Yeah,
Yeah, but like
it's like the best
back in the
art.
day, I was like, oh my god, I don't like this at all. But now I'm like, oh my god, I can appreciate it more. But like, yeah, I love Naruto, the whole art look of the world of Naruto, because Naruto wasn't just like anime ninjas. It was like this whole universe. Like, and the toads were like these things you would summon. You would summon these creatures, and I was like, oh shit, it's like Pokemon also as well. And it was all the stuff I loved, like creatures and some cool ninja stuff and samurais and like all these different weapons and abilities. It was all into one thing, and there was universes. Like there was this sand area with these sand ninjas that lived in this desert dune type of feel. Had to like couldn't breathe in the sand, so I got my dune thing, and I got like this thing, and the fire ninjas in these fire mountains. I got that. So that universe, Naruto was like a thing for me that I was emulating a lot. But I always remember uh, trying to copy this. I can't find the cover for the life of me, but I owned this cover of a Spider-Man uh, like comic book, and it's like Peter Parker, but it's Spider-Man like the 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 mask, but it's ripped like the famous
Hmm.
from the poster of the movie, like it's ripped in one of the eyes. So you see Peter,
Hmm.
and the rest is Spider-Man. He's like pulling it down a little bit and he's hurt, and you can see the
Hmm.
scar is from like either octopus or someone is fighting, and you can see like a glow in the Spider-Man suit eye. You can see like a villain. I forgot which one, but
Hmm.
this cover I tried to emulate on paper. Like I did like many times a day. Like before I went to soccer practice, I tried.
Hmm.
Came back from soccer practice like really tired, but then I tried. Like this was something I wanted, and then I did it, and I was so proud, and then it got lost in move.
Hmm. Hmm.
But I roughly remember like I showed it my friends, and this was the first time in my life where I was like showing my friends this, and they were like, "Oh my lord, how did you do this? How did you do that?" And I can't explain. Like I'm no artist genius, but like there has always been with me and drawing. Like at school, my whole class, no one in my class enjoyed drawing at all. But then I saw two types of people. There was this girl in my class that didn't like drawing, but she could draw these cool looking rabbits and foxes because she loved those two animals, and she just could draw them really well. I could not, but I'm a drawing guy. I could not draw this, but she could just draw this so well. And it annoyed me that she was just ignoring this talent she has to draw this cool looking animals like in the 5th grade or whatever, and here I am busting my ass trying to draw this fucking Spider-Man thing. And then also my art teacher trying to give me guidance, but I'm like, I don't want to draw this circle. Fucking, I know where the sun is. What are you trying to teach me, woman? I could just go outside. But then I never do. Like, I'm just like cocky. I can draw anything. And I will say this here on this podcast, and a lot of people have done this. I used to go home, draw something, not finding it to look good. Then I would put paper over like some cool drawing. I would lightly trace it and then ink it and then go to school with it like I drew this. Like fake stuff. I would do it all the time. Because I was just so insecure, look how cool this shit looks, but I knew that I didn't do shit. I didn't draw a thing. I just traced, and I even told this to Peter, and he was like, "Yeah, a lot of people do this, but this is just something in you that you want to be able to do this, but you're thinking about time. You always think like, oh my god, I can't do this until like 10 years from now, but the thing is." I haven't even practiced for 10 years, so 10 years later, still can't do this. But I could have if I would have tried back then.
Right.
And this is stuck in my brain sometimes. Like, if I would have listened to that teacher, like, draw that freaking ball of light, then I could have drawn a cool-looking vehicle and know where the sun is coming from, like something.
Right.
She was just such a boring teacher. I'm sorry, I know her name even, Fiola. She's a boring teacher, man. She broke my artistic freedom by being a boring teacher. But when I went to high school, there was this teacher who was like, "Yeah, you like to draw manga stuff?" I was like, "Yeah, okay. If you finish all the stuff in this class, you can have an extra hour of the class, draw whatever you want." That's what I needed to hear. Like, also people at school today, they just need to. I'm not going to talk about the school system, but like, you just have to sometimes focus. Like, okay, this guy, he loves to go outside collecting sticks, and he loves nature. We should maybe give him more time in all these nature classes at school, and maybe he doesn't have to learn how to bake fucking bread. He can just skip that, and those 2 hours baking bread could be more nature stuff that he's gifted at or huge interest. I don't know, but this is what I needed. I just needed to hear like, but there's bad thing about hearing like you can just finish this. So basically, I was like, yeah, I'll just finish this boring thing that she's trying to teach me, so I can do the stuff that I'm teaching myself, which is not always good because you have to have guidance. Because you can't always teach yourself something. There are really nice artists out there that are self-taught, but they are not self-taught because there's always something that they looked at learning from, either a drawing of a wolf or a picture of a wolf.
Right.
So,
Same thing with learning an instrument too. Like at the beginning, it's just really boring, and they want you to learn the scales and do all these things that you don't want to do, and you're like, no, I just want to play Stairway to Heaven. Like, what the hell?
I can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. But I'm sure your boring art teacher was doing her best to try to instill in you the same.
Not her.
Not her.
The high school teacher woman did. Gudrun did it really, because I remember Gudrun. Now that I think of it, Fiola, I never really saw her draw anything like other than the shapes. Like, I never saw her like show us what she can do. But Gudrun, she was like, okay, we're gonna draw this parade. 4 kids. I'm not even making this up. I remember this. Like 4 kids, all holding balloons. You will only color the balloons in the colors that you want. Everything else is like black and white. And then you have to do a street. And she was teaching us what is it called? 3-point perspective. Like, you go down street, but they're coming up to us from that street. This parade, like a 3D effect. He was teaching us that.
It's probably 1 or 2 point perspective.
Yeah. She was trying to teach us that, but made it fun doing this parade. well, the only creative freedom we got basically was the color of the balloons. But the point was, she drew it in front of me, and I was like, oh, holy shit, because it was so good. Oh my god, it was so good. She just did it. She just whipped it out. So that's where I was knowing, like, yeah, this is someone I should listen to, because she just did that right now in front of me. Oh my lord, how did she do this? So, but I still didn't listen, even though
it's magic. It's magic,
man. I was so arrogant. I just didn't listen. And then when I went to, I remember the first class with Peter. It's, of course, it's not in front of me, but like it was on. Every class was 6-7 hours long. It was like 10 times, but 6 hours every single class, because he can talk and talk and talk, and it's just info, and I'm listening. Fiola, I barely remember her name, just barely know she was like there in my life trying to teach me. But like, poor Fiola, man, Jesus. But like, Peter, I'm like, he's just drawing a circle and a line and explaining. I'm like, yes, I'm here for you, Peter. Teach me the ways of the balloon. And then, Gudrun was teaching us drawing a balloon, and I guess I was drawing the thing the entire time, the balloons. Didn't notice. Didn't listen. But yeah, it's so important to find something to click. Like, even with you, at some point in your life, if it's even possible, but maybe at some point in your life, you didn't care about Godzilla. I know it's not possible, but at some point you didn't. Maybe not. No, it's not possible. Of course,
I can't. No, I can't remember a time I didn't love Godzilla.
It's like with me and like Spider-Man or something. There's no way that I could have not. I'm thinking about something like, what did I not care? Yeah, I guess like flora, like, and I'm talking about like tiny flowers and bushes. I'm like, I'm not gonna draw this stupid bush. But now I'm like, I'm outside with my daughter. She's like, flowers. I'm like, daughter, these are not just flowers. This is a bush with flowers in it. And like, I'm explaining this thing that I found boring as hell when I was little. But like, if I find a book about flowers, I have to open it. I have to look at all this beautiful flora. Flora is meaning, I guess, just all growth that are low, I guess, or is it also trees and
flora is anything plant life, any plant life.
Just
flora, and then animals are fauna. Flora and fauna.
I can't go in the forest anymore. I care about all the stuff I see. I'm like, oh. But way back when, I was like, I'm not gonna go in this damn forest. What do you mean?
Now you're drawing mushrooms, and they're adorable.
No, I'm drawing mushroom and having a blast drawing a mushroom. It's so strange.
I love that mushroom page. It's awesome. Well, dude, it's awesome that you're keeping up with it, and you're so dedicated, and you're so like passionate about improving, and you do share stuff all the time, and it's always fun to see. And
sometimes I'm like, man. Damn, I'm spamming, but then I think to myself, nah. They can look at it whenever they want. They don't have to look at it all today, even though I sent them 60 photos of a bird.
I mean, I'm always there for the photos of the birds, that's for sure.
Yeah. I'm going there actually tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow morning.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you find, man. I'm sure you'll share it. Really, really cool. Sounds like you're gonna have a better day than I do. For me, it's just a working Wednesday, so nothing fun at all. But very cool.
But do you in breaks at work? Like for me, my breaks at work are like either the sailing part, like 40 minutes, 50 minutes, and I usually use that time to like have a podcast. So I'm doing like 3 things. I'm like having a little bit of food, and I'm sketching, and I'm either listening to a podcast or I have the phone in front of me and I'm like watching a lesson video. But like when I go home and I know I have like 3 hours, and those 3 hours I could have been eating, sketching, and watching a video, but longer than I did on the boat. But now I'm not in that environment anymore where I know I can only do it now or never. But now I'm at home, I'm in the chair, and I see this video game. And I click it. And I play that instead of continuing this momentum that I had, and
I
this is
think that
dangerous.
the I think that the important thing that everybody should remember is to be kind to yourself. And
Yeah,
we only get this one life, and if you find something that you enjoy for that 3 hour period, then you shouldn't beat yourself up later because you didn't do another thing. And that's just the
yeah,
bad voice in your head that tells you that you're never good enough, and no matter what you do, it's was the wrong thing. And we all have to battle that for sure. But I think that just be kind to yourself and let yourself have that video game time if that's what you wanted right then. And
I didn't want it.
as
I
long
just saw it. I clicked it and played it. It was
well,
great.
it was great. It was great though. So there you go. It
I
was
mean, it
awesome.
was Echoes of the End, and that gave me more inspiration to draw, anyways.
Yeah,
So it's
see,
a
I mean, there
win-win.
you go. Well, see, you're kind of like me, like, you're into so many different things. I mean,
Yeah, I
I
absorb
at
so
this
many
point,
things.
yeah, I mean, for a year now, I've been starting every morning, except I take weekends off, but really I oftentimes feel bad for taking weekends off. I usually do 2.5 or so hours in the morning of voice recording. So I've
Yeah,
been doing a lot of book narrating and stuff like that. So I start my day with that, and then I work from home, and I am a graphic designer full time. So I create all sorts of stuff for the web and for print for my company, and I will work on what I got to work on. And if I can have some free time at lunch or something like that, I try to not be sitting down at that same desk.
yeah, it's
But
step
if
away.
there Right, but if there's something that I'm trying to do, like a project, I've also been doing some lettering for comic books because I have a personal project I'm working on that I'm doing the art and the lettering for, and I also have, but it's all digital art. And then I just this week I happened to be on just a random 8-page story for Gore Shriek Resurrectus #3, which is being put out by um, the company I work with mostly, which is Rough House Publishing, and that's Derek Rook's company. So I have an 8-page story that I started doing the lettering for today. So
Uh-huh.
that was fun. I did 1 page out of 8, and I gotta crank that out as fast as I can. So there's like that kind of stuff, and it really leaves a like not that much time later on because there's also family and there's also figuring out supper or like
Yeah.
cleaning the
For
house
example,
and like
tomorrow for me, I'm like the reason why I'm going on this crazy thing to wake up before 5 a.m. and then go is because I
hmm
want to go into this wild environment with all these birds when they never see
right
any people,
right
and I'm
right
I'm there. And I'm
that's
sneaky,
really cool.
but I
That's
think
really
it's a
cool.
nice plan.
Yeah.
And it's also super early. There's freaking no one, no noises. I mean, this is on an airfield a little bit out from the village, but there's like nothing happening. It's just me with the camera and a sketchbook.
hmm
Like it just,
hmm
I'm using this time also just kind of for me, but I'm also like trying to capture these birds that I want to find. But I'm
hmm
also thinking like, okay, this is 8 a.m. and then my my fiance and my daughter, they wake up like half 8, and that's a lot of time before they wake up where I'm just there. It's 5 a.m. up to like 8, and I don't have to be home because they will go both to the kindergarten,
hmm
and then basically I have my normal free time, which is like 8 a.m. if I would wake up 8 a.m., and then I have this time for myself to like 12, uh which can be sometimes longer than 12, but there's this little gap. And then
hmm
maybe if I have to plan it like at night, like, hey, I'm gonna stream this day 8 p.m. to like maybe 1 a.m, 2 a.m, but that can be tiresome because I've already done all this stuff throughout the entire day, and then I sit down 8 p.m with like an energy drink that basically will not do anything really for me, and I'm just like, I'm about to talk for like 6 hours on a live stream playing a video game, which is fun, but I'm also like, I've done the entire day.
yeah
But tomorrow, I'm only gonna do a super early thing. Uh, have my time, maybe do a vlog there if I have a spontaneous idea. I'm gonna sit down, give myself like a whole hour to just sit down and sketch, take photos, and well, it's gonna be like 4 hours for me basically. But I'm gonna give myself an hour of those 4 where I'm not looking for a bird, where I'm just gonna sit down in a cozy area and draw for that entire hour.
Just sketch. Yeah,
So like I'm planning, but
good
I
plan.
want this to be like a my time. But then I go home, and around 12, that whole me thing is kind of, I'm not saying it's done, but like I just found like almost a half a day that is just me. Probably won't even see one person that entire time because I'm going on this black beach here in the village, and I'm going far. I won't see any tourists if there's going to be any tourists. I'm going to be scared if I will see just anyone. Like, I'm going to be so far away from civilization, basically, which is strange because maybe you have to go quite far to not see a single person in your area. But for me, it's 2 minutes, and then I have to walk maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. And I disappear into the environment, and all I see are just hills, cliffs, and the ocean and birds. So there's no one there but just me in that spot for like 6, 7 hours tomorrow.
Wow.
Camera and a
Well, have fun, man. I can't wait to see what you find. That's going to be awesome. Yeah, I know you will.
But basically,
and I'll say, "Oh my God, look at that!"
I want people to find time for themselves. Like I've told this to my fiance. Like you go to the kindergarten and you go home and you start cutting hair and nails, but you need to find like this time before you cut hair, before you do nails. You could have this like maybe 2 hours. You go to the swimming pool, hot tub, go out for a walk. Listen to like a whole podcast, maybe it was like a 2 hour long podcast on a walk. Then you come home. Then you start cutting hair or whatever. But of course,
yeah, it's hard. It's hard as we get older and we get more responsibilities, man. That's why you're always telling me to watch the trilogy of the Lord of the Rings movies. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'm ever gonna find that time before I like retire. You're talking about like 9 hours. Where am I gonna get 9 hours?
At least fellowship, and then you put like a date to yourself. I'm gonna go on a date.
Yeah, we do
myself.
that sometimes. Sometimes sometimes Tim 8-Bit Alchemy and I will reserve like an entire Saturday, and we'll just like watch
for Fellowship of the Ring. Yeah.
It's rare, but sometimes we do. But honestly, a lot of those are being used to see new things that we've been waiting to see.
Yeah,
like if there's a show, that's the problem. See, I've seen Lord of the Rings. I've seen all those movies like 7 or 8, 10 times each when they came out, and I saw each one in the theater like 3 times. So like and then all the times after. So like like I love them, but like I've been dying to see this show or that show or whatever. And that they just stack up. So you're like, oh, I don't even have time for the new stuff.
It happened, and then we'll take I was like trying to make you watch the trilogy, but then I was like, oh wait, skip that. Here's Loki. Like Loki we had to watch Loki because it was happening. So
yeah, and I still haven't gotten to see Ironheart, which is a show I definitely want to see, and I am actually looking forward to it. I just haven't found the time to start it. And stuff, but yeah, I mean, like anytime there's like a Star Wars show, like there's that Star Wars what was it called? It was the one with Jude Law.
Batch. Wow.
So Bad Batch I also didn't see, but it was the one with Jude Law and like the kids, and there was I guess a lot of space pirate stuff, and people really liked it. And I'm like, yeah, man, I want to see that. I want to see that wicked bad.
I want more Star Wars stuff like that. Do you know what I would like to see? There's
Outlaws.
2 ideas.
Was it Outlaws? Is that the name, or is that the game? That's just the game, I guess.
I would like I saw this random idea on Instagram where someone was talking about like, I want Lord of the Rings stuff, but I just want one season with tiny little troubles that happen in the Shire.
I sent you that. Yeah, it was like a cozy Hobbit detective.
Oh my God.
Where the stakes are really, really low.
I would have loved that, or like as a funny thing, like that grumpy hobbit there is like in the Fellowship of
Proud
the Ring,
feet.
Like, yeah, I want the whole season about this fucking guy
Yeah,
just like
fucking guy.
sneaking on people and being a detective. But like with Star Wars, like we were talking about this book, The Wild Life of Star Wars, how how cool would it be if it was maybe just 3 episodes, not even a season, just like a just 3 long
What you're gonna
episodes
say is what I've always wanted. Yeah, like a
about
nature show.
maybe some girl or some guy. They go on this planet, and they're not a Jedi, they're not a fucking stormtrooper. All they have to do on this planet is document the life on this damn planet. They
Yeah,
have
man,
maybe
I
a
want
lightsaber
David
or a gun
Attenborough.
as a protection, but like just do that. I
Yeah.
will watch the shit out of it.
Yeah, I will watch the shit. David Attenborough Star Wars is what I have
Yes.
always wanted. Yes. And then
Yes.
they can go for every episode can be a different planet, and they can do
Scanning it.
like they can do the special effects, like a combination of puppetry and CG and stuff, and it would
Oh
be my favorite show of
my
all time.
god. Can you imagine?
I
And
know, and
they would get
yeah.
her,
Yeah, if Terrell came back, I
Carol,
mean
to do the whole thing.
she hasn't done any Star Wars since the Phantom Menace. That was
How
actually the
old is
last thing she
she?
did. I'm not sure. I think she's in her 60s probably at this point.
Okay, damn.
Um,
Well, she.
really nice lady. You should listen to that episode. It was really cool.
Oh my
Um,
god. Yeah.
but
Wait.
dude, this has been fun. I gotta zoom. I gotta go. But it's been fun chatting and hearing. I love your passion. I love your dedication to the craft. It's really
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm on my way to
I
Peter Haney.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully you get to meet him one day. That would be really cool, for sure.
Yeah. Like I have so many questions for him, but of course I've asked them on the like being a student, but I didn't pay for the like you can pay for like a one-on-one thing with that it's only twice a month, but it's like a he just he just no bullshit. He's teaching just me
Mm-hmm.
like
One on
like
one, yeah.
yeah, but he's just that type of a guy. Even though he has 10 students, and I ask a question, and I basically ask a question that I didn't really pay for, he still just he answers it, but he does it so flawlessly that he doesn't understand what this little information that he gave me just changed everything that I was thinking about. Just this
Hmm.
like little he's like spits at me like this info. Like, yeah, no, you don't do the boxes, like you have to do the boxes, and then and you have to think about it like this shape, and then he draws the shape. The thing is with him, he doesn't just say it; he shows you.
Hmm.
He's like drawing a masterpiece. He takes like a piece of paper, shows me, and then he continues you with a masterpiece
Yeah.
while I'm there just like thinking all these things
Yeah.
like, oh my god, where's my
Yeah,
pen?
he's
Like
sharing the deep
like
magic.
it's crazy.
Yeah. Good stuff, man.
But you can pluck. I should do this on the podcast now. You're the first ever plugger. Pluck something
Okay.
now at the end.
Okay. Well, definitely check out my podcast, Retro Ridoctopus. We put out episodes all the time. We have a main show where we do all sorts of nostalgic love. We talk about games and video games and toys and TV and movies and music and all sorts of stuff that we basically loved growing up. All the stuff that made growing up awesome is what we cover. And we also have great side shows. Burker, you mentioned the Crow's Nest, which where we just do random stuff. You've been on a couple of times. We also have the Brig, which we have guests. Usually I interview them myself, and usually it's various creative type people. Sometimes artists, sometimes movie makers. A lot of times they're authors because I'm also an author. So my last book is The Unpleasant Mr. Sniff, as I mentioned, and I showed you the picture that is in the cover pages, which is pretty fun. The actual cover of that book was done by my buddy Derek Rook. So definitely also check out roughhousepublishing.com. We got a lot of really cool stuff. They published my book, Mark of the Witchworm. They published Black Honey, and they published the third issue of Gore Shriek Resurrectus is coming out, and that has a bunch of stuff I did for it. I wrote for it. I wrote 3 stories. I I'm doing some lettering. I did a bunch of the extras. We always pack everything, just like jam pack them full of like various other things. Like I mentioned, the posters we did for
Yeah.
Wishworm, and we do like all sorts of stuff. So very art forward though. Like we really are a very art forward company, very interested in like high quality art that's all handmade. Most of it is not digital, actually. So anyway, so there's your plugs, man. Thanks for having me on. This was a really fun chat about
You
art.
plugged way too much. God damn it! I'll cut all this out. No. No, I was also right before we end here. Like I remember when you showed me the cover of Black Honey, and I thought you were showing me like I didn't know Black Honey was like you and Derek or something. I thought you were showing me like some cool original piece from some crazy artist that you.
I
Because
was.
I just didn't know it was him and like something to do with you also. I was like, oh, that cover is strangely nostalgic, but I've never seen it. But it has this feel like it is like an iconic cover that I've seen like sometimes when I was small or something on like some
Weird.
like
Wonder
it
why.
has that look and feel. It's strange. Like I've never seen it ever, but when I saw it, I was like, that was my first ever. Oh
Yeah,
my
that
god!
oh my god. Yeah, that cover was drawn by Derek as well, the Black Honey cover, and we are all sold out of the hardcovers for Black Honey, but you can order the soft covers. Yeah, that's
Maybe
a
we'll.
collection of short stories that I wrote, and Derek actually did the cover, and he also did one drawing per story as well. So really fun. Yeah, I love art, and I'm like I said, I consider myself an artist of all different ways, including
Yeah.
voice and different stuff. It's all art, man. It's all stuff your body is creating and putting out there in the world. So it's all good shit. Keep doing it.
Well, I will definitely keep on doing this because I'm on this art craze, and I'm afraid to lose it because I lose it. I never lose it, but it goes away, and then I'm talking about Sonic for 2 months, and then that goes away. It's strange, but I feel like now this is here to stay because it has never been this on. I even told this to my fiance, like, you have to realize I'm taking that sketchbook with me to my niece's birthday party. I won't draw on it, but I will have it because there might be we're just eating cake and no one is talking. I might have to sketch for like 5 minutes. It's like a it's like a
Yeah.
drug or something. It's
Yeah,
strange.
yeah. I think, well, it's clear that you put more importance in this than any of your other passions.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you feel
Video
like, yeah,
games just
video
kind of
games are
happened, but this has always been there.
right,
Always. It's the first thing I ever
right,
did. But yeah,
right.
guys, thank you for joining the Leikjarinn
Yeah, thanks.
podcast episode 4. Episode 4, I had to make sure. Maybe I won't even do the numbers anymore. But yeah, like my podcasts, usually about video games, but then we talked about a lot of like video game art and like anything we talk about that is not a video game. Everything we talked about has been a video game. Like Star Wars, how many Star Wars games are out there? Most of them are actually awesome. My dream one is to get like another pod racer racing game that is like new. But hey, okay, whatever. It's never gonna happen. But yeah, this has been me and ParasiteSteve. Parasite Eve is a video game. If you didn't know, I've never played it.
It's true.
I
It's
own
awesome.
it actually. Actually own it. And I should play it. I should play it on the Retro Ridoctopus Facebook.
And then
There's
do a first Kraken.
You guys have heard me
Yeah.
talk about First Kraken. Yeah, I need to find time because I actually had a lot of fun because it gives me a chance to take a game for myself that I never played. It's actually a really nice thing. So I got to do more of that. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me. Steve, thank you for joining me. I'll maybe join you sometime.
Yeah.
We could have a whole podcast talking about the wild love of Star Wars because I'm going to click on the thing right now and
Buy it. You'll be a happier man.
let me see. Paperback or hardcover?
I mean, you got to get the hardcover. You got to get that texture.
I'm just
cover
kidding. It
with
was the only
scales.
option. It's the only option, of course. 2001. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's old.
Damn, this cover is so nice. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And this might turn people off. It's damaged. That makes it more appealing for me. I love something that has been used. When I am ordering books that are old as hell. I just find it suspicious and strange if they're like in a nice condition. Like, didn't this person love it? Didn't it read it? Has it not been all over the world? Like my book, this dynamic Bible, has gone out on sea with me more than on land, which is strange. But yeah, it's just dangerously topic that I'm about to burst out again. But I'm gonna end it now. I'm trying to end it, Steve. It's over. Bye. Later.